realized something today, something profound. Okay, now trust me, guys. You want to stick to this video. If you are wanting to break free from, depression, anxiety, anything that's holding you back. If you want to break free from those illusions, because I call them illusions, then you're gonna want to stay on this video, okay? This is so profound, and I'm still working on it, but now I know how to break free, and it's gonna make all sense in the end. So just bear with me, okay? Here on Earth, the reason why we go through suffering is because of distortions, and your suffering is caused by your ego. Now, I'm going to tell you why that is, okay? And I have proof. Now, remember that time when you were younger or a child, anywhere from you're a baby up until like 7 or 8, or we'll say up until you started feeling depressed, anxious, social anxiety. Before you ever felt those negative emotions and beliefs, ask yourself, were you happy before? Because for me, my girlfriend, my whole family, everyone I know, everyone is happy when they're a baby. I wouldn't say like happy, but just like they're joyful, playful, all that. Even like growing up, like elementary school, they still have that spark, right? But then when they get older, going through middle school and high school, they slowly start to lose that spark. And why is that? Why do you start losing your spark of joy for life? Well, I'm going to tell you. It's these distortions, these false beliefs that we pick up as we grow up. And I'm going to tell you what those false beliefs are, okay? Um the first one is joy. When we believe that we're not good enough for joy, or that we need to earn joy, or we need to be doing something for joy, that is a distortion, and that distorts joy. You end up chasing pleasure instead of joy. The reason why is because it can start from a couple of things, but I'll give you one example: addiction. For me, especially, this happened to me when I started drinking, or I tried alcohol for the first time when I was 12. And that was the moment I started losing my joy, because when I felt that rush of euphoria, I mistaken it for real true joy. See, sometimes, that rush can feel better than joy itself, but over time, you realize that rush isn't sustainable like joy is. And it makes you appreciate joy more. Okay, the reason why we are put on these addiction paths, you know, is because it helps us honor joy more when we get it back. So, all right, so think about when you lost joy for your first drink of alcohol. Okay, you didn't like fully lose all of your joy, but I would say like you lost a little bit of it. And the more you did it, the more you drank, the more and more you started chewing away at that joy. And the reason why is because you start changing your brain, and your brain starts to think that in order to feel happiness it needs this drink. And it doesn't always have to just be alcohol. What if you tried other drugs? Like Adderall is a really good one that can really steal your joy. Adderall, you start taking it, you feel like super geeked, like a rush of euphoria, and you mistake that for real joy, so you start chasing after that. Okay. And what that does is it gives you this false belief and false confidence, thinking that, as long as I take this, I'll be myself. I'm gonna feel good. And and then you start separating from that joy, the true inner joy. You start separating it, and the more you separate, the harder it is to get it back. Because once you're far enough, in order to get it back, you have to go back through all those layers of programming and conditioning that you did to your brain. Okay, So this is how we start to lose our true self and distortions happen. So that pleasure and pain cycle, because you're chasing the pleasure, but there's since there's highs, there's always got to be lows. So you're in that constant pleasure and pain cycle. You're chasing that instead of finding real joy. And in order to get it back, you're going to have to go all the way back through all those mental conditionings and thought beliefs that you created yourself. So, yeah, right now, I'm just going to end right there because I don't want to mess up this video, but I thought it was really important to share the joy aspect of this video because that's a real important one, and I think that's what causes a lot of addiction, because what's the main reason why we have addiction? Because we're chasing pleasure. And addiction can go for a lot of things, not just drug addictions too. It can go beyond that, like phone addiction, porn addiction, all that. But I believe every addiction though has a different like reasoning behind it. Like alcohol, for instance, you lose different parts of yourself with alcohol versus stimulants. Like alcohol, it's more like for anxiety relief, so you kind of lose your confidence. And then stimulants, it's like the main one for joy, I feel like, because stimulants, you feel kind of joyful when you take it, but it's like a synthetic joy because it's just straight euphoria and stimulation that's not balanced. Joy is balanced, not this artificial stimulant that you take. It's on the extreme side. So, anyways, I'm gonna end it right there, guys.